So I wanted to talk to you about this collection pickup. This was one of our biggest collection pickups probably in the last 2, 3 years, and it was definitely in our top 5 of all time. Guys, there were over 800 items alone. And what we do when we get a collection like this, we have to be super thorough. So dude sent us an email a few weeks ago, said, hey, I'm looking to downsize my collection. He actually did keep stuff. We tried to get the other stuff, but he had a lot of sentimental value for it. So basically, he sent us an email with an Excel spreadsheet. Every item was itemized, were the boxes complete, the condition of everything. Like, this dude was a collector's collector, right? So everything was meticulously cataloged, which was awesome for us because we went through each item and then we basically put our price, that's the HST, and we also gave a percentage based on each item. And what I mean by that is, like, a crappy game like, win, lose, or draw for the NES, we're not paying a lot for that, like 20, 30% are retail. But then a really good game, like some of the Super Nintendo games, you're looking at closer to 60 or 70% retail. So we had a conversation with him about all of this before we purchased the collection, and dude totally understood. He's like, he just wanted to make sure he was getting the most value for his, desirable, sellable, collectible stuff. And he did. And, we came up with a number. He was really happy with it right away. And funny story, we actually had one number, and then he's like, and he told us at the beginning, he's like, I may want to keep a few items. So we were cool with that. We're like, we get it, like, you're going to pack everything up and you might be like, I think I want to keep this, I think I want to keep that. And so he actually pulled out like maybe like 20 or 30 items. And so we're like, okay, cool, we get it. And then, like, on his second call, I guess, he pulled a bunch more, and we were like, no. And it sucked because there was a lot of good, like Zelda, Nintendo in there that, collectors want, people want in the store. It was very expensive stuff, but, he wanted to keep it, and it was, it was his prerogative. And, he felt bad as well. And I basically told him, I'm like, well, if you had to come to me with just this collection that we got from you, I said, we would have bought it, like, hands down. So, it was just more like a little disappointing that we didn't get more stuff, but, there's a lot of good stuff in that collection, obviously. So anyway, we went to his house, and I got to tell you, as somebody who's making YouTube videos now, I really did have the intention of filming it. I had the intention of, going through the collection at his house. And you know what? It just didn't work out that way. I went there, I worked a full day. I went there at like 8 o'clock at night. I got there earlier than Joe. Joe, he's on baby detail, and he can't leave his house until his eldest, who is roughly 3 years old, gets down to bed. So he couldn't leave his house until 9:30, and he lived about half an hour away. So Joe actually didn't end up showing up until around 10 o'clock. And I got there around 8. I got pretty much the entire collection cataloged. I literally had like a spreadsheet with me, and I was like, tick, 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 all the games all the way through. That's how we do it, right? Because you've got to make sure it's all there. And then what's really neat about doing that is sometimes you see games that weren't actually listed. And I told him, I said, well, if there's stuff that's here that you didn't list, I'm like, I'm going to pay you for that stuff. And it was actually kind of funny because some things were there and some things weren't. And so the things that we found balanced out the things that weren't. And so he was happy, we were happy. And anyway, getting back to what I was trying to tell you guys, but I wanted to film it like, like a YouTube, like, Pixel Game Squad or Retro Rick or something like that, Game Chasers maybe, with less swearing. But it just didn't work out that way. I did film, you're probably seeing this right now. I did film, some of the collection prior and then afterwards. I took pictures of it for our Facebook page, but, I couldn't really ask him to film me doing it. So I got to say that was a pretty cool experience. Like, we've done this, maybe about 10 times now in the last 7 years, where we bought these really large collections. And every time it's just so much fun, right? You get to meet the person, he's moving, so that was the reason he was selling. He had a lot of love for the stuff, but he was pretty truthful about it. He's like, look, I don't play most of it anymore. And he's like, I want to keep it local. He reached out to us. He could have reached out to other stores, but he came to us, and we totally appreciate that, obviously. And, we get to put this in the store. And Joe was here last week. He put, half of it in, and I'm putting the other half in today. And I swear I have no idea where it's going to go. But, it was fun going to the house, checking everything out, seeing what was there, taking the pictures, posting it. It's always fun getting these big collections. And, I post right away on social media saying, massive collection acquired, stay tuned. And then right away, our inbox fills up with people looking for stuff, looking for pictures, looking for prices. It's pretty funny, right? And everyone that says it is kind of like, I know you just got the collection, but we have to ask. And a lot of items sold, that night or the next day. And then we have more people message us the following day. And it was great because you obviously, when you sink a huge amount of money into a collection, you want to get, as much of it back as you can, right? And it's just a fun process, And so I had to come here during the week to put this in the store. It's no way I could have done this during the day. It's just too much. I also want to take pictures of everything and post it to Facebook. So I'm going to be strategic about that. I'm going to take the pictures today on a Tuesday, but I'm going to post them on a Thursday, a little closer to when we open on Sunday. That's our story. That's our collection. I will say one other thing. Sometimes when we get a collection, we get a lot of other people that have collections as well that want to sell to us because they see, oh, they're buying, and we are always buying, and we will buy another large collection. We are totally fine with that. And we actually had someone message us with a collection I guess it was 6 days later. He's like, I'm looking to downsize as well. We're like, awesome. And I think I know who it is. He's a regular as well. And man, he had a huge collection. And the sad thing is, it was mostly the lower tier stuff or items that we sell outside at our outdoor sale. So the stuff that we would heavily discount. And it's not the kind of stuff we can pay a lot of money for. And I think rather than just give a lower offer for it, we kind of just passed on it. For now anyway, because we don't really need it. We didn't want to invest our money into it because it would have been another significant purchase. And, maybe there will be a time for it, but it wasn't right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few more people reaching out to us with collections. You never know, right? But super fun, super cool getting the collection. I do hope one day I can film it for everybody, because it is a fun process, but we definitely need Joe and I both to be there, maybe even have a cameraman with us. Wasn't happening this time, but hopefully next time. All right, guys, check it out. I'm here at the store and filming from a new angle. I'm obviously in the store right now. I usually can't film at this angle because, clients are out here, but it's Tuesday evening. Why not?